Hello to Katie Lou. How are you today?
Hey, I'm great, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank me to talk to you today. So, can you tell me roughly how long have you been a singer-songwriter for?
I've been on and off singing with like the likes of the Military Wives Choir for the past 10 years. That was just before COVID. Then obviously lockdown happened. We couldn't obviously sing in events, so we were doing things online, which was great. Sadly, I lost my mum, and then everything just went downhill. We did a big move to north of Scotland from North Yorkshire. And that's where I guess I decided to write my own music. It was my coping mechanism for, bereavement because I wasn't getting any support. Um, and then, yeah, it's just gone on from there. In 2023, I applied for a competition called Nest Factor, and I was in the finals. So that was a great opportunity. And I guess that took me out of my comfort zone a little bit because I'm quite, well, before all this, I was quite a nervous singer. I would have to have a few drinks before I went on karaoke. And then after that, I guess my confidence grew. I was asked to play at gigs. I was in a band for a little bit, performing, and I just wanted to do stuff for myself. So that's when I started writing my own music and got in touch with a guy called John O'Brien who actually helped produce Roxy Music albums. So he's helping me. And it's just gone from there. It's gone really quickly. We started it in October and I'm already on my third single while working on it.
So, did you enter Pop Idol?
I did when I was 16 down in Manchester.
So, what was that
Um,
experience like?
it was quite overwhelming. There was so many people there from what I remember. And my granddad came and my mum came to support me. We all got interviewed by Kate Thornton. She was lovely. It was just like a waiting game really to be called. And you literally sat in a corridor and you literally get told, right, next, someone's in after about 20 seconds, either going out crying or running with a paper. The first time I went, I got through to the first bit and then I had to wait again to do the second bit. And that's when they said no. You don't see the producers till much later on. So, what, like Foxy and all that. So I never got to see all that. And then I did X Factor at 18 at Manchester. Again, just didn't get through. Um, I mean, there was a guy then, I think I'm sure he said he was a drummer from the Sex Pistols and he was there supporting his son. And it was a great opportunity. And they became pally with this guy who got through the day before. And he said he couldn't sing, but because he could dance, they put him through. So it really just made me think, is it even worth pursuing this kind of thing? Because they're obviously looking for something and not real talent. So it just put me off a little bit. So I never bothered applying again for anything like that.
So, what was it like joining the Military Wives Choir?
Yeah, it was a bit different because obviously I am more of a rocky kind of girl, like singing. But it really helped me progress with my vocal range. Um, I became like a proper soprano. I thought I was more like an alto, like a sop two, but I was more like higher up sop ones. And it was quite emotional, especially like the older type music or like Christmas carols and stuff like the really slow ones. We did stuff like VE Day for the Queen, um, funerals, weddings. But the biggest thing I would say for me was singing with Lulu in Middlesbrough.
So, what was that
That,
like? Singing with Lulu?
oh, I was a bit shell-shocked to be fair because I'm standing there thinking, oh my God, I'm right next to an icon right now. And she is the most loveliest person I've ever come across. Just so happy, smiley, happy to talk to everybody. But I tell you what, she likes a drink. She likes a drink. So we were hearing her rehearse through the morning when we got there. And then after we were performing at night, we were allowed to go and like watch her afterwards. And once that had finished, she came through to like congratulate us all. And she was so drunk, she tripped on her own 2 feet, and I caught her. I caught her, and then she was like, I was just like, "Are you all right?" And she went, "Oh, I love your accent." I was just like, "No, are you all right?" But she was lovely. It was just a brilliant opportunity to sing with someone like that. We did the song Cry. I don't know if you've heard that. It's where the military wives just do like the choral part of the song. But yeah, it was great. It was a great opportunity. But like I say, when COVID happened and then the big lockdown, we weren't able to meet up each week. Um, so we were doing things online, and that's when I started singing on like Smule and putting my videos on. I think it was a Facebook page, like Karaoke Live Lockdown. I was posting my singing there, and I had so many comments about what a good singer I was, and they didn't know I could sing. And I guess it just all progressed from there, really.
So, continue more about the charity, the hiding charity, Milky's Line.
Mikey's Line, yeah. So Mikey's Line is a charity that supports people with suicidal thoughts and mental health concerns. It was founded by a lady who actually lost her own son many years ago, and it's grown. There's a lot of people that are sponsoring this charity, and they've got a lot of volunteers helping support other people. Um, so I wanted to do something for them because obviously with Nest Factor, it was all for the Highland Hospice. So I wanted to do something for them. So because my song was already pre-written before I even decided to release it, um, there was a lot of people at that time, sadly, taking their own lives on the Keswick Bridge in Inverness, some that I knew. And I just wanted to do something and speak out a little bit for people, if you're ever feeling low or you feel that that's it, there's nothing more for you to do, and you feel that you need to do something silly, then just reach out to somebody and get help, because in time you will heal. It does take time, so I guess my song will relate to a lot of people that are going through some issues that can get the right help.
So, what was it like releasing your debut single, I Will Heal?
I will heal. Well, it went as better than what I imagined. I think I've had just under 2,000 plays in under 2 months, considering no one really knows me. It's just been word of mouth, and Spotify's been really good. Obviously, people have been following me and sharing it, so it's been really good. But I am proud of the song. It's a little bit different to what I normally do, but I wanted it to not seem sad. That's why I wanted to make it a bit rockier, because I wanted a bit of a positive touch to it as well. Um, so yeah, I guess I'm happy with it, but I just hope it helps other people. I really
So
do.
did you go into the recording studio to record that one?
I did. So John, who I'll speak later about, John O'Brien, he has a record studio in his attic. So he has all like the Pro Logic software and all the speakers and soundproofing. So I did it all in his attic. And actually, that song and the video was all taken in all one. That was a third take. And then that was it. It was done. So yeah, I just wanted it to be a bit more natural. I didn't want a video on it. Initially, I did. But the more I thought about it, I didn't want to upset people. So I thought if I just have it with me singing in the recording studio, it looks natural. There's no no worry about, well, where's that video film there? And I just wanted it to be one point. I want people to focus more on the vocal range as opposed to the video.
So, can you tell me more about your latest single called Agitated?
Yeah. So Agitated is a song. It's basically about being in a relationship with someone that isn't giving 100%, just not really making that effort. And although you love that person, you just know that there's not going to be a happy ending, regardless of what you want. So it's just time to move on and find somebody else in time. Um, I semi-relate to that. Um, but I was married for a long, long time. So, yeah, again, I'm hoping people can maybe relate to that of being in a relationship and they're not happy, but maybe they are, but they aren't, and they just know that it's just not going to progress. They're not going to get what they want in life, so they just need to move on. So that's what it's about.
So, are you going to be recording any new music in the near future?
Yeah, so I'm in the process of working on my third single called Have I Told You? And it's just about, well, it's about my new partner really. Just expressing about how much I care for him and um how much he's changed me. And I'm more I'm more myself with him and we relate to a lot of things. We just feel that we're soulmates. So, but it's got a bit of a poppy vibe to it, so it's quite an upbeat song. Um, so yeah, it's in the works at the moment. We just need to adjust, tweak here and there, but yeah, that should hopefully be done in a couple of months. But I've got about 19, 20 songs maybe. I did one last week, 20 songs that I've written. So I'm constantly, this is the thing with me. I have something in my head. I hear a tune that I like and I'm like, right, I need to write it down. And that's what I do. And then we just tweak it and change it and add things in and take things out. And that's how we do it.
So, will you be thinking about releasing an EP in the near future?
Will I be singing about what, sorry?
Releasing an EP in the near future?
Hmm, not sure.
I guess singles is the way to go, really, because it's keeps your fans intrigued.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm doing songs. I've done a country song. It's like a dancey country song. So it's just basically about dancing the night away. That's what it's called, dancing the night away, and wearing your boots. And it's yeah, I don't want to put too much in it, but it's quite a really dancey, upbeat song that's very countrified, which I think a lot of people like when they're wearing the cowboy hats and cowboy boots. And I'd like to release that. Ideally, if we got to Nashville this year, if we do, touch wood, I'd like to release them because I think it'll be a big hit over there.
So,
We'll
have you
see.
got any plans to do any gigs in the future? Or
Yeah, I mean, I've done a couple last year and I've had a couple this year, but I'm taking a bit of a break from that because I'm actually in the process of learning 12 to 15 Brian Ferry slash Roxy Music songs. There is a Roxy Music convention in Glasgow the end of May, and I've been asked to headline it. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on that right now. So, um, I've got some ideas on what I'm going to be wearing because obviously Brian Ferry was wearing his suits and his ties and stuff. So I'm going to have to find something feminine and that sort of can relate to how he wore clothes and how he danced and how he sang because that's what it's about. People want to see that. So that's what I'm really working on at the moment. And there is a festival called the Black Isle Show, which is done annually. And I guess I'll be singing a few songs there as well on stage. It's nothing big, a lot of farmers come out and basically get drunk. But it's like a big farmer show as well. So it was great last year. It was really, really good. There was a lot of big bands on there. Ones up here as well that are just absolutely phenomenal. But it's just a privilege to get to go on stage and perform.
so, Keaton, was it like being an independent artist for you?
I much prefer it than being in a band, because I can choose what I want to do and sing, and I haven't got the stress of doing weekly like rehearsals. I can just do it from home and I message or call John, my producer, because we work together, and he has contacts that can add in like music, bass, saxophone, and stuff when needed, records it over or goes over. So it's great. There's just no stress. He lives in the city of Inverness, where I just live on the outskirts of Inverness, so I much prefer it. The band that I was in called Nesix, it was great, but I just felt I was pulling teeth a little bit. Just there were songs that I just didn't really want to sing, that I felt I couldn't sing to, and I wanted backing singers. They weren't all up for that, and I just felt there wasn't that vibe there, so it put me off a bit. So I much prefer just doing it all on my own.
So, can you tell me more about your producer, John? What does he do for you?
Yeah. So John is like a remixer. I class him as my manager, really, along with Liam, because they keep me sane. They know the business. Um, but yeah, he helps produce the music, remixes things. He adds his own music on it. He's helping me learn the piano and guitar. So yeah, it's great. A little bit about John. So John's helped produce music for Roxy Music in the past, and he's in contact with Brian Ferry. So I'm very lucky to have John. We have a lot in common because I was brought up with Brian Ferry as a little girl by my dad. So we have a lot in common. We just clicked instantly, and it's great. I just feel a really positive connection there.
So, finally, can you tell me, listeners, where can I find you on your social media?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. I'm under Katie Lou Singer. On Instagram, it's Katie Lou, I think underscore singer, but I can check that. I'm also on TikTok. I think it's Katie Lou underscore official, but I tend to just use Facebook, to be fair. And I'm on Spotify under the artist name of Katie space Lou.
Thank you for chat to you today.
No, thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Yeah, goodbye.
See you later.
Bye bye.